The fate of 20 American men will be determined today, each man fighting with will and conviction for their moment to shine, for their spot on the Olympic team. Today, there are no gold medals. Up for grabs, 7 tickets for a plane ride to Barcelona. National champion John Roethlisberger. He wants to remain America's leading man, while Scott Keswick is here to erase the painful memory of his fall at Nationals. Heart surgery gave Chris Waller a chance to live. Will he again beat the odds? And Dominic Minicucci, he realizes how intense and severe the competition is. Lance Ringdahl, who will reach for his second Olympic journey, riding on a narrow margin between success and failure, he tries so desperately to hold on. His best friend and training partner, Trent Demas, also on that fragile line. Demas always hanging on with barely enough training funds to survive. And what of 36-year-old Kurt Thomas? Is this star of another decade able to make a comeback? We soon will know who can withstand the pressure, who can retain the composure. Passport to the Olympic Games, only 7 tickets to ride. It is the battle to Barcelona, and it is next. We are in Baltimore, known as Monumental City, a harbor town located along the Chesapeake Bay. The city is the home of the Star-Spangled Banner, Edgar Allan Poe, Johns Hopkins University, the Orioles, and today, the Olympic trials for men's gymnastics. Hello again, everybody. I'm John Tesh. And yesterday, we showed you the women's competition where the women qualified to go to Barcelona with Shannon Miller and Kim Zmeskal leading the pack. Today, the top 6 men here in Baltimore Arena will go on to represent the United States at the Olympic Games in Barcelona. A man who did that in Los Angeles back in 1984 is with me as expert commentator, Tim Daggett. And Tim, the 7th person is the alternate. If you finish 8th, you might as well have finished 100th.
That's exactly right, John, and it's an exact 1 through 7. If you finish 8th, you might as well not even have come to this competition. The women, you know, there's some petitions involved. The men, no such thing. 1 through 6, those are your competitors in Barcelona. The 7th is a traveling alternate.
Now, the leader after the compulsories for the men was Scott Keswick. What about his chances in Barcelona?
Did very well at the last World Championships, made a couple event finals, and ended up 4th on high bar. Actually narrowly missed a medal on that event with just a small step. So he has a shot in Barcelona.
There is another story here. It's the back of the pack story. The gentlemen who are fighting it out for that 6th spot. For more on that, let's go down to the gym floor in Beth Rouillat.
Thanks, John. Well, it's really the tale of 2 guys from the same gym in New Mexico, Trent Demas and Lance Ringdahl. Now, last year, these guys fought a lot. They were not friendly to each other. Then they were each injured, and somehow along the way in their recuperation, they seem to have found each other and become best friends. Now they're both on the comeback track together. They're both hoping desperately to make the Olympic team today. The other possibility is that they both might miss, but what about this one? Can you imagine if one of these best friends makes it to Barcelona and the other one is eliminated? Keep an eye today on Trent and Lance and this story. And by the way, if you see Lance today, wish him a happy birthday. He turns 22 today. Back to you, John.
We will, Beth. Thank you very much. A look at the leaderboard after 3 rotations of 6. And as you look at the rest of the board, you see that Trent Demas in 6th place, and his training partner, Lance Ringdahl, is not in a position to go to the games at this point. He's down in 9th. 3rd, entering the 4th rotation, is John Roethlisberger, 2-time national champion. His dad is his coach, and his dad, Fred, was a member of the USA's 1968 Olympic team that finished 7th.
And also his sister Marie, the alternate on the 84 team. John calls Marie his idol. As always, most critical aspect on the high bar are the release skills. Right here. He's got one more. Gets tricky here. He'll turn back. He's got it. John is the U.S. national champion. He would have to have a major mistake to take him off this Olympic team at this point. Just the dismount. Got a stick. Oh, a little hop.
22-year-old John Roethlisberger.
Look at one of his release skills here. A lot going on. He'll turn his back to the bar. And this skill is blind. He does not see the bar until right there. Right on.
And his score a 9.80 for Roethlisberger.
2 more.
And again, he's third entering this rotation. Next up is a newcomer, somebody we haven't heard much about, actually. Jair Lynch, 20 years old, from Washington, D.C. And he really is one of the USA's fastest rising gymnasts.
He certainly is, and we may very well be hearing a lot about this young man in the very near future.
He's majoring in civil engineering at Stanford. He's going to be a senior next year.
He's really exciting, and he does some extremely innovative skills. His first release. Got it. Now watch this. He'll catch in a mixed grip. Very difficult. Whoa. Very unique. Constantly pushing that envelope of originality. His dismount. Oh, he nails it!
If you didn't know who he was before that performance, you do now. Jair Lynch.
He is so calm, so cool. He just keeps knocking out these sets one after another. Watch this. What is so critical here, he's going to grab the bar in a mixed grip. Look at this, he turned his body around. That is all Jair Lynch. The dismount, what do you got to do? You got to nail it. Spots that ground and bang.
His dad is from Trinidad, his mom from Bogota, Colombia, and his score for high bar, a 9.85. Excellent score. 21-year-old Trent Demas is next on high bar. He's in 6th position, entering the 4th rotation, that magic go to the Olympics position. This guy missed a spot on the World Championship team when he fell on his head. You may have seen that. It's on the vault at the 1991 U.S. Championships. Not only did he miss a spot on the world team, but he also missed an opportunity to earn money as well, because the top 8 at championships were awarded training funds, and he thought he might have to quit the sport.
And I'll tell you, this is a very scary routine for Trent Demas. He does a huge release skill. It's called a Kovacs right here. Oh, he left it out. He took very, very risky skill that he was supposed to do there, John, and I think what he's decided to do, as you pointed out, he's in that 6th space. He is not going to take any chances. Triple back.
One step there.
Big step on the landing.
So he didn't take the chance with that difficult and risky part of the routine, but that could cost him as well, because if somebody else comes up with a better score, it could knock him out of 6th position.
It's a very dangerous option to take, but you know, he does have enough difficulty right here. His first set of releases.
She's a runner.
The luxury you have, John, when you're pretty darn good on an event, you can take one of your best skills out. But something to point out, you can do that here, but if he expects to win a medal with this routine in Barcelona, no way.
Now we wait for his score. His training partner, Lance Ringnauld, along with Kurt Thomas, set to come on the high bar to 9.75. So a respectable score, but not terrific. More gymnastics coming, featuring the high bar. Stay with us. Be right back.
The U.S.
Attempting to become the oldest gymnast to make the U.S. team in the past 5 decades. And Tim, just making it here to Baltimore to compete in the Olympic trials is saying something.
Yeah, you know, he's really trying to transcend his generation in gymnastics. Started out doing the skills he did back in '76, and frankly, it wasn't enough. So we'll take a look at one of those big new skills he's got to do. Right here, it's a Gaylord.
Oh!
Just not enough. You know, frankly, it looked to me like he could have held on. I don't know what happened.
Trying to do a trick named after Mitch Gaylord, your teammate, the 1984 gold medal
This gets
American team.
A little dangerous, John, right here. His hands, they look to me like they should be right on the bar, right there. He just didn't grab on. He has 30 seconds, of course, to remount the bar, and whenever you fall from an apparatus, it is a half a point off of the score.
He really has no chance to make the Olympic team. Impossible to dig out a 16th place at this point.
But as we've said, he's tried to upgrade his difficulty. His coach tells me he's going to add one twist to his old dismount. Nope, doesn't do it.
Kurt Thomas, 36 years old. The crowd loves him. A gold medal in 1978 in the World Championships, 2 World Championship gold medals in 1979. And of course, the Olympics boycotted in 1980 by the United States. He didn't get a chance to compete there.
More than 10 years older than any of our top athletes at this point.
An 8.2 on the horizontal bar. Cheney Humphrey, 21 years old, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here's an interesting story as he prepares for the parallel bars. After the World Championships, he was competing in Europe in December, and he hurt his ankle on the floor exercise. His ankle was put into a cast. There was a small break. The cast was taken off. He was still in pain. They found out it was still broken, so they put the cast back on. He continued to train on everything except floor and vaults, and now look at him.
Whoa. No signs of a cast right there. Incredible. But he is in a major dogfight.
7th entering the 4th rotation.
Oh, and he struggles for that landing.
And struggling to try and knock Trent Demas out of that 6th spot. The top 6 go to the Olympics, along with the 7th, who's the alternate.
Watch this. New generation of skills right there. Does a giant to a double back right onto the upper arms.
Let's see if the score puts him any closer to Demas. A 9-5.
And you know, that's an interesting story right there. Cheney and Trent Demas actually were teammates at Gold Cup before Cheney went to UCLA.
Lance Ringnauld, who has trained with Cheney in Albuquerque, in 9th place. Now, mathematically, the best he could hope for is the alternate position in 7th. But he has a hole to dig out of as well.
And what a story. At the last World Championships, was on the still rings, lowered down into his cross, and everything just went. Tore his pectoralis major tendon. Everybody said he was done.
He said he felt a sudden pain, heard a sound like Velcro ripping.
And he rips through that Kovacs. Lance is one of the best in the world on high bar. He's got one of the most difficult dismounts. 2 twists, 2 flips. Oh! Wow, that could easily put him right back in the thick of things. That could be a 10 right there. This is the kind of thing that puts somebody on an Olympic team. Wow.
That helps the cause.
Watch this dismount. Talk about doing a lot of flipping and a lot of twisting in one piece of air.
And the score, a 9.95 for Lance Ringnauld. That is going to move him out of 9th place. It has to. 2nd entering the 4th rotation is Chris Waller, and what a story. Here's a guy who, in a routine physical examination in high school, it was revealed that Waller had extremely high blood pressure in his left arm, but almost no blood pressure in his legs. Now, the diagnosis was that his aorta was not working. It was constricting and thereby decreasing the flow of blood to his legs. The doctor said, hey, if we don't operate, you may lose your life in your mid-20s. So they constructed and inserted an artificial aorta made of Teflon. Open heart surgery. 4 months later, he was back in the gym training.
And Chris says because of that, vaulting has been one of his most difficult events. Oh. Just not quite enough power on that vault. Has to bend his knees and take that big step forward. You have to explode off of this horse. Just not enough height. Big step forward. That's going to cost him quite a bit right there, John.
And reflected in the score, a 9.35, but because he's in 2nd position to this man, Scott Keswick, Waller will likely still get a berth on the Olympic team. Our current leader.
And you know, Scott is in maybe a little bit of a different category. We talked about Shannon Miller and Kim Zameskel in a different competition yesterday. Scott's not just trying to make this Olympic team. He's one of the hopes for medals. for the U.S. team in Barcelona. He's got to come out of this competition with a stellar performance.
Will graduate UCLA with a degree in applied math and economics.
Big vault, Rudy. Oh, wow. 1.5 twists off the vault. Contrasting styles. We just saw Chris Waller. He's a little bit better on the events where grace and elegance are important. This is power right here. Explode, 1.5 twists, 1 3/4 flips.
Keswick on a very good collegiate team, along with the Bruins, UCLA, along with Cheney Humphrey and Chris Waller. And his score, a 9.8, so that should keep him in first position nicely. From Staten Island, New York, Dominic Minicucci, 23 years old. In 1988, he earned the final spot, that 6th spot, on the Seoul Olympic team. And here he is again, trying for Barcelona.
You know, this kid has really been riddled with injuries. He was written off by just about everybody, saying that he's not as good as he really is. Big releases. Oh, perfect. Dominic just gets the job done. He's supposed to do a big dismount, same that we saw from Lance Ringnold. 2 flips, 2 twists. Oh, no. John, just a double layout right there.
So do you think he's playing it safe?
He wants to go to Barcelona. He's making sure.
Graduated in May from Temple University with a degree in accounting as the judges account for his performance. Let's take a look at the replay.
Wow, look at that. Way in the air, grabs the bar. He's got 1 more to do, and you can't be any more on than that. Let's look at that dismount, though. Remember, he's supposed to do 2 flips, 2 twists right here. Opts for the simple double layout, so he knows he can nail that landing.
Already once an Olympian, trying for that 2nd time, and his score a 9.75, so playing it safe looks like it paid off.
Smart decision for Dominic.
2 more events left for all of them. The best in America trying to decide who is going to the Olympics. We'll be back. Big trials. Here's what the top 5 gentlemen have done. And here's that scramble around the 6th position. Trent Demas and Lance Ringnold has moved up to 7th, so both those guys will be going. Lance would be the alternate if it ended right now, but it's not over. Jair Lynch currently in 5th place. There is no lock on any of those positions at this point. And this gentleman, will say it again, has just been a total surprise. He's stunning everybody as he prepares for his vault. Haven't heard much from him.
But big, powerful vault right here. Oh! And he just, like we've said all day long, he just fights for everything.
Look at that face. This guy's blood pressure is like 40/10. He never gets riled.
Oh, he is not messing around. Great vault here. Explodes off the horse. And watch this. He will not move those feet. Don't move.
Trying to solidify that 5th position, and a 9.9 will definitely do that. 1/10 away from perfection for Jair Lynch. His dad is a political science and African-American studies professor. His mom is an economic consultant with the International Development and World Banks. I wonder what dinner conversation is like in their house. Up next is Trent Demas, 21 years old, getting ready for the vault. He's right there in 6th place.
And folks, you don't have to close your eyes. We've seen him do it well a bunch of times. We've alluded to the fact where Trent has had problems on this vault before, big ones. Not today.
I don't see how he continues to vault. 1 year ago, he missed the vault completely with his hands and landed on his head. We thought his neck was broken.
No missing right here. This vault dictates exact precision of the hands. Right on the horse, it's blind. The only problem, that hop on the landing.
Now the question, the score, and a 9.7. So Will that keep him in 6th place? He's got some hosses behind him, and his training partner Lance Ringnauld, and also Cheney Humphrey, who is in 8th position. And Humphrey is set for the high bar. There he is.
And this is a great event for Cheney. Remember, in his position, mediocrity, just getting through, it's not going to get the job done.
We already saw Trent Demas play it safe on the high bar. Didn't want to make a mistake and lose that 6th position. Now Humphrey, I would think, has to pull out all the stops.
Well, he does, and he will. We've seen a couple releases done in a row by some of the athletes today. Cheney will do 3 in a row right here. One more. Oh, he's got it.
This routine has to be near perfect for him to get on the Olympic team.
And for perfect, you gotta stick. Oh, just a slight hop on the landing.
Remember, not long ago, he had a broken foot, was in a cast, and continued to train.
Look at this, John. He does 3 releases in a row. The margin of error that's permitted on that is almost none.
Let's see what the judges do with that. A 9-8 for Cheney. That sets up the real showdown for the alternate position, the 7th position, between Cheney and this young gentleman, Lance Ringnauld. He needs a 9.65. He would retain 7th place. 1 chance added on the vault.
I don't know if Lance can get that 9.65 here. Good vault.
Oh, a big hop there.
No, he's not going to get a 9.65 here. Oh boy, this is close. That hop on the landing, and he had to struggle. You know, he's got a difficult enough vault. Let's look at it from above here. Pushes off the horse, back layout with a full, and you see the hop. He has to bend over and struggle for that landing.
And remember, he needs a 9.65 to stay in set. No, a 9.6. So now Cheney Humphrey moves into the alternate position for the Olympic team of 7th place. And right now, Lance ain't going. Jair Lynch's next event is the parallel bars. He is currently in 5th place. It is heating up right around 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. We'll be back.
Zymeskel towers above the gymnastics world as America's first world champion. Can she join her idol, Mary Lou Retton, as the only Americans to win the Olympic all-around title? Kim Zymeskel, one to watch this summer on NBC.
What is in the mind of 21-year-old Cheney Humphrey? You come back after a broken ankle in December, fight your way to the alternate position to go to the Olympics in 7th. And it looks like you might go. You have 1 event left, but you have this guy standing in your way, Lance Ringnauld. Fractions behind him in 8th position, fighting for that 7th position. Here's the standings after 5 rotations. Look at 5, 6, 7, and 8. It is a battle. Trent Demas right now is in 6th. Again, Cheney Humphrey in 7th, Lance Ringnauld in 8th. And the man in 5th is Jair Lynch, the youngster who has been serving notice that he is very hot. And the audience here, the crowd, is just getting to know him. We haven't seen him a lot in competition.
And John, this is a world-class routine. It could win a medal in Barcelona because of skills like this. Whoa. Oh, little bit of a problem there. He's just so focused.
And always so relaxed.
He'll show us a different dismount. He flips forward. Oh, he struggled for that one. Boy, you see how low he had to bend down there, John? Most people would have panicked in that situation.
Jair Lynch, who plans to get a job in architectural design after his gymnastics career is over, but he says he wants to continue through the 1996 games. As he puts it, as long as I don't have to work in McDonald's in order to make ends meet.
Well, if he keeps doing skills like that and fighting like that, boy, almost anybody else would have sat down, had 5/10 of a point right there, but no way, not Jair Lynch. And not today.
A pure strength move. Pulls out a 9-8. So he's in great position to go to the Olympic Games.
Oh, he's on the Olympic team right now.
Trent Demas. How many times can we tell the story of this young man? He's right on the bubble. He's in 6th place. If they end it now, he's going, but it's not over. In 7th position, right behind him, is Cheney Humphrey. Behind Humphrey is Lance Ringnauld, Trent's training partner. It's too close to call right now. And if you finish in 8th place, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it might as well be 100 because you're not going.
Trent needs a solid performance here. Very difficult mount.
He's already played it safe once in his high bar routine.
Yeah, frankly, John, I don't think he can here. Okay, he's got the dismount. Double pike. Where's the ground? Oh, a little bit back. He's on his feet.
He looked relieved right there.
He's going.
You think that does it for him?
That does it. That's it.
It looks like he knows it, too. A 9.55, not a terrific score for Trent.
But good enough.
That should hold him up in 6th place. Here's Chris Waller, another man who will be going to the Olympic Games, in 2nd place.
Well, you know, I really don't want to jinx Chris, that's for sure, but this scenario was played out in 1988. Dan Hayden, last event was high bar. He was in the same position that Chris Waller is in right now. Fell off the bar 2 times, didn't go to Seoul, Korea. You got to catch the bar, and Chris has 3 releases in this routine. Here's the first one right here. Right on. 2 more. Oh, beautiful. Boy, he is not playing it safe at all. Lands on his feet here. He's going. Double twisting double here. 2 flips, 2 twists. Oh, Chris Waller.
Do that in Barcelona, Chris Waller. Introducing himself as yet another member of the U.S. Olympic team.
As we said, not playing it safe right here. Beautiful 2 releases right in the row. Oh, he's got a stretch for that one. That's what we're talking about. Being on the edge. Always got to catch the bar. And what a way to finish. 1992 Olympic trials with an exclamation mark.
And so at this point, we pretty much know who the top 6 are going to Barcelona as we wait for a Chris Waller score of 9.95. What a terrific performance. The United States very strong on horizontal bar, and one of the real leaders on this piece of apparatus is Scott Keswick. Although we saw him at Nationals really hurt himself when he fell as he was over the bar. He fell back onto the bar and hurt his back, hit his back on it.
Actually ended up 4th at the World Championships. A small step on his landing kept him out of the medal position.
A good chance for an Olympic medal.
And Scott's playing it a little bit safe here also, though. Left out a skill, the same skill that Trent Demas left out. It's called a Kovacs. He's going to need that in Barcelona. Triple back, he does this as well as anybody. 3 flips. Just a small step on that landing.
But he's going to Barcelona. Scott, the son of an Air Force sergeant, at 3 months old, moved to Oslo, Norway, and then to Iran for 14 months. And there, his gymnastics career began with a summer trampoline class. That was back in 1977 when the Shah was in power and the Iranian Revolution, anti-Americanism and hostage-taking was still 2 years away. A 9.7. And so we know who the top 6 are. The alternate position, that 7th position, is still up for grabs, and Humphrey and Ringnauld will decide it next. 8th position. He would dearly like to be in 7th, because if he makes it there, he will make it to the Olympics. Parallel bars is next for him. There's Trent Demas on the right, his training partner, his best friend. Demas is already going. He secured that 6th position. But the man who stands in Ringnald's way is Cheney Humphrey. And he, of course, is trying to hang on to that alternate position in 7th place. And what a way to try to build a wall against the advances of Ringnauld along an 82-foot runway in front of the vault.
If I had to pick 2 events where these guys are about as dead even as you can get, it's Cheney on vault and Lance on the parallel bars. They both need great sets. Oh, big hop on the landing.
And so Cheney Humphrey's day is over. Position. But the man who stands in Ringnald's way is Cheney Humphrey. And he, of course, is trying to hang on to that alternate position in 7th place. And what a way to try to build a wall against the advances of Ringnauld along an 82-foot runway in front of the vault.
If I had to pick 2 events where these guys are about as dead even as you can get, it's Cheney on vault and Lance on the parallel bars. They both need great sets. Oh, big hop on the landing.
And so Cheney Humphrey's day is over. He'll wait for his score, and then he'll wait for Ringnauld.
It's a pretty good vault. A lot of power in the air. Just the big hop on the landing. Oh, this is so close.
A 9.4, not a good score for Humphrey. That leaves the door open for Ringnauld. Right now, Humphrey is in the alternate position, 7th place. He's going. Ringnauld is not. And it has come down to the parallel bars. And it has come down to a wait in meditation for Cheney Humphrey. Who would you want to be right now? There is the number, 9.35. That represents Lance Ringnald's opportunity to go as the alternate to the games.
To get that score, he needs to make no major mistakes. Oh, he's off.
A big step, but the rest of it.
Not bad, John. I thought he was going to sit down there. But I'll tell you, this is going to be close.
Way to go, Lance.
We will wait, along with Cheney Humphrey and Lance Ringnauld. A 9.35 or better has to come up for him to go. Otherwise, Cheney is the 7th man on the Olympic squad. Waiting, pacing, dreaming, wondering. What will the score be?
I don't know.
Olympics triple cast.
Now, in addition to NBC's coverage, you can order the Olympic...
John Tesh with Tim Daggett and Beth Ruyak, and waiting along with Lance Ringnauld. He needs a 9.35. If he gets it, he goes to the Olympics. If he doesn't, Cheney Humphrey goes. It's the alternate position that is being... A 9.45. Not a great score, but enough for Lance Ringnauld, and he doesn't know yet.
If he comes out ahead of you, he has to here, wait, this is the results.
On the other side of the arena, it looks like Yefim Furman Cheney's coach is celebrating, telling Cheney that,
500 now, 500. You got 940. You got
that he is going to Barcelona. Our computer says that Lance is going.
Well, he doesn't usually make a mistake on numbers, you know.
Beth is now trying to find Lance.
I got some news for you, Lance. You made it.
No way.
Yes, you made it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have had to fight for this one every step of the way, you and Trent.
Happy birthday, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we still have two competitors on parallel bars in rotation 6. Immediately following rotation 6, we will of course be announcing your 1992 U.S. Men's Olympic team, and we will have the closing ceremonies of the U.S. Olympic Gymnastics Trials for 1992. We invite you to stick around.
What a birthday present for 22-year-old Lance Ringgold. Final results 1 through 6. 7th is the alternate, and today especially, wouldn't it have been nice if they could have taken 8. Here's Beth with Cheney Humphrey.
I'm with Cheney Humphrey right now. Cheney, I think there was a moment there right after Lance's score where you weren't sure, and you think your score's held?
I don't know. He did a great routine, and I wasn't really sure, but I knew it was going to be close, and I was just hoping for the best for both himself and for me. And I'm just a little somber now, you know.
Well, with all your ankle problems, you barely made it here. You had to do a lot of things here that you weren't able to even do days or weeks ago. Is there any sense of accomplishment?
Well, I'm definitely happy about coming out today and having a great meet. Having that injury put me at a severe disadvantage, but tried to make the best of it, and you know, I'm really happy with my performance today.
What could have been 78/100ths of a point separating Cheney Humphrey from Lance Ringgold. And now Ringgold celebrating with his training partner, his best friend, Trent Demas.